Everyone, today I am going to discuss about the anatomy and physiology for the GNM first years. So in this unit 6 and respiratory system. So respiratory system includes the bronchi and bronchioles. So there is a bronchi and bronchioles also there is a part of the respiratory system. It is a unit 6. So there is a bronchi and bronchioles. There is a bronchi are formed when the trachea divided at above the level of 5th thoracic vertebrae. So at the level of 5th thoracic vertebrae, the trachea can be divided into the bronchi. So there is a up to the level of the trachea, up to the 5th level of the vertebrae, thoracic vertebrae, the trachea can be divided into the bronchi. So there is a divided into the right primary bronchus and which goes into the right lung. So right side of the trachea can be divided into the bronchi. So the right bronchi can be enter into the lung, right lung, and the left primary bronchus and can be enter into the left lung. So the bronchi and bronchioles can be located from the trachea. So the trachea can be divided into the bronchi, and there is a at the level of the above the level of the 5th thoracic vertebrae. So at the level of the above the level of the 5th thoracic vertebrae, the trachea can be divided into the bronchi and bronchioles. So it can be divided into the right primary bronchus and the left primary bronchus. So right primary bronchus can be enter into the right lung and the left primary bronchus can be enter into the left lung. And next one is left primary bronchus. So left primary bronchus, it is become wider and the shorter and the more vertical than the left bronchus. So right primary bronchus become very wider and shorter and then is more vertical. So there is a become wider and the shorter and the more vertical when comparing with the left primary bronchus, and therefore an aspirated object is more likely to enter and lodge in the right primary bronchus than the left. So if the any material is aspirated object, so if the any material is aspirated, it can be more likely to enter and there is a large amount lodged in the right primary bronchus than the left. So while comparing with the left primary bronchus, the right primary bronchus is very likely to enter aspirated object and it is become more large, and when comparing with the left primary bronchus. So there is a right primary bronchus means it is a become wider and shorter and more vertical than the left bronchus, and there is a aspirated object is more likely to enter and there is a large in the right primary bronchus when comparing with the left primary bronchus, and there is a right primary bronchus, it is become 2.5 centimeters and there is approximately, so there is a approximately 2.5 centimeters in long, and there is a, after entering the right lung at the hilum, it divides into 3 branches and 1 to each lobe. So the right lung consists of 3 lobes. So the right lung consists of 3 lobes and there is a so the right primary bronchus is become 2.5 centimeters in long approximately, and after entering into the right lung, the hilum is divided into 3 branches and 1 to each lobe. So the right lung consists of 3 lobes. So there is a right primary bronchus become after entering into the right lung, it can be divided from the hilum. So there is a hilum means it is a medial part of the lung. So from this hilum it can be divided into 3 branches. So from the hilum, it is a medial part of the lung, it is called as hilum. From the hilum it can be divided into 3 branches. So right primary bronchus can be divided into 3 branches from the hilum and 1 to each lobe. So from the right primary bronchus and from the hilum there is a branches can be divided into 3 and 1 to each lobe. So the right lung consists of 3 lobes and the right primary bronchus can be divided into 3 branches and it can be 3 branches, 1 into each lobe. So the 3 branches can be enter into 3 lobes of the right lung. So it is a right primary bronchus, and the left primary bronchus, it is about 5 centimeters long. So the right primary bronchus is 2.5 centimeters long and the left primary bronchus is 5 centimeters long, and there is a narrower than the right and divided into 2 branches, 1 to each lobe. So there is a left primary bronchus, there is a left primary bronchus become 5 centimeters long and there is a narrower than when comparing with the right primary bronchus, and then it can be divided into 2 branches for each lobe. So the left lung is consist of 2 lobes, the right lung is 3 lobes and left lung is consist of 2 lobes. So the left primary bronchus is divided into 2 branches and the 2 branches can be enter into the 1 to each lobe. So from the medial part of the lung, that is hilum, from the hilum to the left primary bronchus can be divided into 2 branches and it can be enter into 1 to each lobe. So left lung consists of 2 lobes and the divided branches can be enter into the lobes. So it is a left primary bronchus and right primary bronchus and the left primary bronchus. Next we will discuss about the structure of the bronchi and bronchioles. So there is a structure. First primary bronchi divided to form a small bronchi. So first one is the primary bronchi. The primary can be from the trachea, that bronchus can be divided into the right primary bronchus and the left primary bronchus. So the right primary bronchus can be divided into the 2 smaller bronchi. So there is a primary bronchus can be divided into the smaller bronchi. So continue to branch forming a smaller bronchi. So it is become called as secondary bronchi. So if the primary bronchi has become divided into branches and smaller bronchi, it is called as secondary bronchi. So then it can be continued and the branch forming smaller bronchi. So the secondary bronchi can be divided into the smaller bronchi. It is called as tertiary bronchi. So from the trachea can be divided into the 2 bronchus. So first right primary bronchus and the left primary bronchus. So the primary bronchus can be divided into the small bronchi. It is called as secondary bronchi. So secondary bronchi can be divided into smaller bronchi. It is called as tertiary bronchi, and that divided into bronchiole. So after the tertiary bronchi, it can be divided into bronchioles. So it is called as bronchioles. After the tertiary bronchi, it can be divided into the bronchioles. So there is a terminal bronchioles resembles inverted tree, is a commonly referred to as bronchial tree. So the bronchioles can be formed like a tree. So because of this it is called as bronchial tree. So the tertiary bronchi can be divided into the bronchioles and it is formed like a tree. So because of this tree we can call as a bronchial tree. So it is formed like a tree. So because of this we called as a bronchial tree. So it is a structure of the bronchi and the bronchioles. Next one is the blood supply to the bronchi and the bronchioles. So there is an arterial supply. So bronchus of right and left bronchial arteries. So there is a branches of left and right bronchial arteries. There is a blood supply to the bronchi and the bronchioles from the right and left bronchial arteries. And next one is venous drainage. There is a venous drainage from the bronchial vein to the lungs. There is a drain of the blood from the bronchial vein to the lungs. Venous drainage, it includes the bronchial vein and the arterial supply. There is a branches of right and left bronchial arteries. And next one is nerve supply. There is a vagus nerve. Vagus nerve, it is a 10th cranial nerve, and there is a stimulate the contraction of smooth muscle in the bronchial tree. So the vagus nerve, it includes the parasympathetic and the sympathetic. So in this vagus nerve there is a parasympathetic. So in this parasympathetic nerves there is a stimulates the contraction of smooth muscles in the bronchial tree. So there is a parasympathetic nerves can be helps in the contraction of the smooth muscles in the bronchial tree. So it is called as, there is a causing as bronchial constriction. So because of the contraction of the smooth muscles in the bronchial tree, it causing the bronchoconstriction. So it can be done by the parasympathetic nervous system, and there is a sympathetic nervous system. So sympathetic nervous system, it can be stimulates the bronchodilation. There is a dilation of the bronchus can be done by the sympathetic nervous system. Includes the nerve supply, vagus nerve, it is a 10th cranial nerve, it includes the parasympathetic and the sympathetic. Parasympathetic can be stimulate the contraction of the smooth muscle in the bronchial tree. So because of this contraction of the smooth muscles in the bronchial tree, it causes the bronchoconstriction. There is a contraction of the bronchus. And there is a next one is sympathetic nervous system. There is a broncho stimulates the bronchodilation. There is a dilation of the bronchus. It can be done by the sympathetic nervous system. It is a nerve supply to the bronchi and the bronchioles. Next one is functions of the bronchi and bronchioles. So first function is control of the air entry. So regulates the speed and volume of airflow into the lungs. So the main function is it controls the air entry. So how much air can be inhaled, that much only we can inhale. So more than this we cannot inhale. So there is a limit for the control of, there is a control for the air entry, and it regulates the speed and volume of air flow into the lungs. So it can be done by the bronchi and bronchioles. There is a control of the air entry, there is a flow and there is a speed and volume of air flow into the lungs. It can be regulated by the bronchi and the bronchioles. And next one is warming and humidifying. So there is a, after air is entering into the lungs and it is become moisture and humidifying. So there is a, while inhaling the air it is become warm, and after entering into the lungs it can be become moisture and the humidifying. So it can be done by the bronchi and the bronchioles. There is a warming and humidifying can be done by the bronchi and the bronchioles. Next one is support. So it can be support the respiratory system. So next one is removal of particulate matter. So by this there is a removal of excessive foreign materials. So there is a bronchi and the bronchioles can be remove the foreign materials which are involved in the air. It can be removed by the bronchi and the bronchioles. And the next one is cough reflex. There is a cough reflex, there is a respiratory and abdominal muscles can be contracted and the air can be released into pressure and it causes the expelling of mucus or the foreign materials from the mouth. It causes the cough reflex. There is a functions includes control of air entry and there is a warming and humidifying and support to the respiratory system and the removal of particulate matter and there is a cough reflex. So, it is a functions of bronchi and the bronchioles. So, it completes the topic about the bronchi and bronchioles. Thank you.